What have I tapped into? Whew, a bit of anxiety. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. Well, am I going to be able to talk is the question. My name is Elizabeth. Welcome to my channel. I'm not for everyone. That's okay. I'm just trying to decipher whatever I walked into because this is pretty anxious. This energy is pretty emotions. So we're running through some emotions here. Something's very unnerving. I feel like really unnerved down to the core. So we're really struggling with something that's like bothering us to the pit of our stomach. It's like creating a lot of chaos within. Chaos. Let's embrace it together. What is this chaos that I'm feeling? So there's been a tower moment. Something has been tore down that we weren't quite ready for. This is a sudden, unexpected change. And it's rattling us right to the core. Could be, could have something to do with your finances with the King of Pentacles here. You're needing to ground yourself within the emotions, stabilize. And that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling really shaken at the core. So something's being deconstructed. Something's being torn down. We weren't ready for this. We kind of like we're blindsided. But it's happening for a reason. You may not be able to see it right now. And a lot of times with the tower, we aren't able to see it, especially when we're going through that tower. And then it could have something to do with your finances. It could have something to do with your job. It could have something to do with your sense of stability because it is, like I said, rattling me to the core. I'm good. So this isn't my energy I'm picking up on. I'm seeing the Knight of Wands. I am seeing the Chariot here. Is this past energy? This kind of feels like it might be past energy, something that's already happened. And now there's forward movement. Now we're picking up momentum here. Something's moving forward within this situation. Can I have more, please? Four Wands. Yes, it definitely has something to do with your sense of stability. Yeah, this is a work situation. We have the Three of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. So we could have recently lost our job. I hope that's not the case. This could be something within the job that it doesn't feel good. We don't feel good about whatever this tower moment was. It really unnerved us. And we have spent, or we're going to be spending some time grounding ourselves, or needing to ground ourselves so that we can move forward, so that we can take, the correct course of action to move forward, to bring something into balance. Devil. You have some doubts. There's a lot of doubts here. There's a lot of negative thoughts, beliefs. I really do feel like this is a work situation where somebody has created some kind of drama. Ace of Pentacles. What is this? Something did come to an end because a fly just buzzed by, and I've not experienced any flies. That's the first one. So when flies usually come around, it usually indicates that there's some kind of death. And we have the Hangman. So you could have been met with a roadblock as far as something that we actually had hoped that was going to go in a different direction. So I feel like someone could have potentially not seen this. I'm hearing layoff, like wasn't anticipating a layoff of some sort. There's been some cutbacks within the company you work for, lack of funding. And now we're trying to go after something else, but there's Seven of Wands. Yeah, we feel like we're blocked off from moving forward for some reason. This could have been an opportunity where there's an opportunity for some kind of growth within the situation, and we're not trying to see it, or we're not able to see it at this time because something had to come to an end, and it was sudden. It suddenly came in, and I mean, this doesn't have to be a work situation. This could be just, something, because we do have the King of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles here. This could be a family dynamic, something within the home. We could have lost our home. We could have lost. I feel like it's like I feel like I don't have the money, or I don't have the means to take care of something, and it's something that I worked hard. I was working with someone else in this. See, I feel like I was working with someone else in this, but there is some kind of doubts. Is it this person that's doubting this, or is this you doubting this? So you're working through this. Two of Swords. We were a little too attached to something. There was some kind of attachment, or codependent. We were codependent on this work situation, and we had an opportunity that was presented to us, and it put us in this hangman position. And now we're kind of like, I don't know what to do. You could have had to stand up, needed to stand up for yourself. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you stood up for someone, because we do have the Two of Swords there. So I kind of feel like maybe we stood up for someone, or maybe we needed to stand up for ourselves. This is what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like something came in and caused this major upset, and now we're trying to take a different approach. We're trying to take a different look. But I feel like there is a way to liberate yourself from this, but it's going to create more blockages if you don't go with the flow. Page of Swords. Do your research. You need to research something. Two of Swords. So we're at a crossroads with it. We don't know how to move forward. We know that we have to make some kind of decision, but we're not sure what kind of decision we need to make. Ace of Cups. Queen of Swords in the reverse. So we're feeling some type of way when we didn't speak up for ourselves. We had an opportunity to express ourselves. And it's going to be difficult because you feel like you're going to be kind of harsh. Queen of Swords in the reverse, please. Page of Swords. There's that Page of Swords. We saw something. And it's we don't want to accept the harsh reality of what it is, and that's why the emotions are in such a chaotic state, is because we're not really wanting to see the truth. Someone could have said something harshly. There could have been a reconnect here. There could have been an attempt to a reconciliation here, but you knew from the jump. I'm not calling you out. I'm just telling you, you knew. You knew this wasn't going to go anywhere because of something that you had seen. You saw something, and now you're needing to really evaluate and take a look at what these emotions are. Why are they coming up? Why didn't this move forward? And that's going to allow you to be able to move forward, to have some kind of progress. So maybe there's something that you could have said that would have changed things. sometimes we get caught up in our emotions. And with the emotions that I'm feeling right now, the anxiety and the fear that I'm feeling right now, it looks like if we could have just grounded ourselves long enough and actually spoke from the heart, spoke about our true emotions or feelings around whatever the tower was, then we probably could have avoided some of the conflict that we're running into. We could have avoided the timeout. We could have avoided this. Seven of Pentacles. So you knew it was coming. Someone knew it coming. Someone knew it coming. Someone knew it was coming. It's like you had some kind of prior knowledge. You saw this coming, but you didn't speak up. You had an opportunity to speak up about something, and you kind of didn't do it because you felt like, so you're gonna have to detach from your emotions, and you're not comfortable with doing that. It's not something you want to do. So there is a reconnect. There's a possibility. There is an opportunity to have a reconnect or reconciliation with someone here, and you're not feeling it. With the Queen of Swords in reverse, this is someone that does not feel those emotions. The feelings that we once had towards whatever this is not there anymore. So someone could be feeling the need to detach from their emotions as far as this is concerned, because there is some kind of animosity. Kind of feels like something coming up. We have the Nine of Pentacles with the Sun. We're slowly making some kind of realization. We're slowly starting to see the light. But I feel like we're struggling to do that because at the same time, we're trying to protect ourselves, right? We try to protect ourselves at all costs, especially when our emotions are involved and we feel like we've been wounded and it hurts. Nobody wants to feel those pain, the pain and the heartbreak and the whatever this tower was. This could have been a home situation. I mean, I'm seeing that with the Four of Wands, the King of Pentacles. You're really trying to come to terms with something, but it's detaching from your emotions are not the key in this. I feel like that's the message. That's not going to help you in this situation, because there is something that there is something to learn from this situation. And sometimes it's hard. I feel like it's very hard to accept the reality of what just happened. You're still trying to make sense of it. You're slowly coming around. You're slowly starting to put the puzzle pieces together. But I feel like you're in a position where you have an opportunity to speak up and say how you truly feel about it, or withdraw and completely shut down. And I feel like you're starting to withdraw and shut down, and I don't feel like that's what you need to do. I really don't. I don't feel like that's what we need to be doing here. You're needing to see that this was Four of Pentacles. You're holding on to some kind of resentment. Two of Wands. Hell's Hounds are out. So there's you're receiving messages. This is from like outside sources, the Hell's Hounds. When they come in, there's like little Two of Wands, Two of Swords. You're not sure how you feel about it. You're not sure how you feel about it. So you're holding back from achieving what it is you truly want, because you're not even sure what it is you want. I see that you put some kind of plan into action at some point. The ball started rolling in a particular direction, and then we're kind of like trying to pull that ball back because maybe that's not what I wanted. I changed my mind, and that's where the two of Wands come in. But the tower happened because it needed to happen. So there was an uproot, there was a disruption in whatever this stability structure dynamic that we're working with someone. I see it. I mean, it's what's there. Possible reconnect. But now, okay. So this was meant to happen so that you could see. It was like a test to see if you were ready to move on to the next level. So are you ready to proceed forward, or are we going to take another round? I mean, I'm not seeing the karmic wheel here, but I am seeing this Seven of Wands with the Hangman. This is really speaking to me like, are we going to protect ourselves? Are we going to stand in our true power? There's some emotions coming up. There's some anxiety coming up. There's some frustration coming up. There's some anger coming up. Okay. And that's signaling, that's our body signaling that there's something wrong here. And we're trying to cut it off. We're trying to not do that. And I feel like you need to, with the Page of Swords, that's what's best for you at this time, is to take the experiences and the lessons and all the energetic work that the research, everything that you've learned in the past up to this point, and use it so that you can move forward, because that's the key. The key is always in the past, whether we want to accept it or not. And I feel like you're not really wanting to accept that the best thing for you is to sort the way you feel. But you're not speaking up for yourself. So how are you supposed to know if you don't speak up for yourself? How are you supposed to know if we don't stand in our true power and stand firm on how we feel, because we're not allowing ourselves to feel those emotions that are coming up? You see what I'm saying? We're stuffing them down, we're cutting them out, we're setting them aside, we're detaching from them, whatever we're doing, but we're not doing what is required, because this is something that happened unexpectedly. We weren't ready for it. It came out of nowhere, and it was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what I want. Well, the only person that's ever going to know that is you. And sometimes we have to work through those emotions. So I feel like we have to sit with the emotions long enough to see where they're stemming from, where they're coming from, what's the root cause of them. And maybe we need to sit down. I'm kind of like seeing that we need to sit down, piece of paper and a pen, pros, cons, and start reading through those emotions and, put them in their prospective places. And then once we have pulled all those emotions up, we've worked through all those emotions, we'll be able to see which direction we need to go. It'll be evident. It won't be you don't need it from an outside source. You could be searching for it from an outside source, but that's not going to answer the question. You can't have somebody else tell you what they would do in that situation, because they aren't you. They don't know fully. So sure, it's helpful to have somebody's advice, to help us work through those emotions, but nobody can really tell us how we should feel. So you could have somebody in your environment that's trying to tell you how you're supposed to be feeling, and I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. There's someone here in my environment that's telling me how I'm supposed to be feeling about something, and that's not how I feel, but I'm upset. And they're not listening. But are you listening to yourself? So the more that we try to get that outside person to listen, it's just our emotions coming up, because we need to see that we're not listening to ourselves. That's why that person can't hear you. They're never going to be able to hear you. They're not in the same realm that you are, as far as the thought capacity around the situation, because they can't walk in your shoes. People might think they can, and they can to a certain degree, but they cannot tell you how to live your life. They cannot tell you they could tell you what they would do if they were the ones in that situation, but we haven't all gone through the same experiences. So we have to accept that we're on different paths, and just because it may be right for this person taking this particular course, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily right for you. So I feel like these emotions are coming up, and you're really trying to detach. You could be trying to detach from someone that caused this major upset within the home. So you could be receiving a phone call. Home is the place where within ourselves, and there's major chaos that's going on within the self right now, and that's why you're seeing it in your outside environment. And I feel like if you really spend a little bit of time working through this slowly but surely, you'll start to see where you've been holding on to something that needs to be let go of, that's kept you on the fence. There's a reason why you've been holding yourself back. I don't think you see that at this point. I think we're standing too close to the situation. I think I feel like we're overwhelmed. I mean, the tower can be very overwhelming, and I feel like you're overwhelmed right now. You've got a lot of emotions going through you. You're trying to detach from them. You can't do that in this situation. It's like, I feel like you really don't have a lot of time as far as making this decision. So it's like you might be able to get 1 or 2 days, but the time, is there a bit of procrastination here? You kind of knew this was coming. I do see that you knew this was coming, or you had an idea that this was coming. You may have thought that you kind of over romanticized. Okay, so you might have over romanticized and downplayed the situation to the point where you had yourself believing that this wasn't going to come down to this, that this isn't the case, this person wouldn't do this to me, or they would, this is not going to happen to me, or whatever. And we kind of overthought that, and we leaned on that a little bit too much, and we didn't plan, because we do have the Two of Wands here. This is about planning. So maybe we should have been planning for something, and we didn't. And now we're stuck at a crossroads trying to figure out, what am I going to do now? How am I supposed to feel about this now? I don't understand why I'm feeling this way, because this is supposed to be something that I kind of feel like I want. Ace of Cups. I want that Ace of Cups, but for some reason, I'm not going after it. There's some kind of emotion that's coming up for me, and I feel like it's been there for a while. We've been avoiding it for a while. We've put it under the rug for long enough. And I feel like really needing to take a step back, protect oneself, ground yourself. What are we fighting for? What point are we trying to prove? What is our stance in the situation? And start working through those emotions. I really feel like you need to start working through those emotions. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what the cards are telling me, and I feel like the message is, this is difficult. I can see it's very difficult for you to make this decision. I can feel the anxiety, the worry. I feel it. I understand. And I do see things working out with the Seven of Pentacles with the Sun, but it's not going to be until after we realize we see something. Are we going to be able to feel the sense of achievement? It's going to take a minute. It's going to take a little bit. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but I feel like eventually you'll be able to see why what was the Four of Pentacles? Why did we hold back from making plans? Why did we hold back? Three of Wands. So I kind of feel like we kind of thought that we could change things. We could change our circumstance. That once again, we were denying. We were in denial. There's a big denial factor that's being played out here. The denial of one's feelings, one's emotions, the reality, not trying to accept fully, not wanting to accept. There's the Nine of Wands. That's putting up our walls. That's hitting a roadblock. Trying to reach a particular destination, and we keep running into the same wall, and we can't seem to break through this wall for some reason. Queen of Wands. It's because of some kind of what are we angry about? If you're angry about something with the Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles here, you're angry about something. Maybe how something was presented to you, or how little this person was actually, or the situation was actually given to you. It's almost like I feel like we're running into a roadblock because we put all of our eggs in one basket, or we put all of our energy into one particular direction, thinking that we had it in the bag. And when we get there, we realize we don't. And now what do we do? Because what did I do? I didn't set, I feel like I did not make the necessary plans. I did not see this coming. Tell me about this Two of Swords. Three of Cups. The Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Sorry, babe. Three of Cups. You didn't factor in that there was somebody else in that was driving the wedge, and now you're having to accept it, and that's a hard thing to accept. So that we can take the necessary action. This person was very risky. We took a risk in a particular direction. We thought we had the truth. We thought we knew the truth, but we didn't have a clue that this was even involved. That's why you're at a crossroads. You're not even sure. You're trying to gain clarity on that. There was a third person involved. Absolutely. But you know that already. You don't need me to tell you that. Maybe you just need somebody to tell that to you so that you can accept it. I mean, sometimes I know I struggle with accepting certain things if I don't say it out loud or if I don't hear it from someone else. But you can bring that truth and that clarity to yourself because you already know it. Deep down, you already know it. You already know what action you need to take. It's just about finding that peace and harmony within and allowing ourselves to take that action. So maybe you do need to detach from your emotions for a little bit. Maybe you need to get angry about it. It's part of the process. Temperance, that's part of the process. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're struggling like this. I would never want anybody to do this. But the path you're going down, this person actually thought that they had the grass was greener on the other side, but what they're going to find out, and what you're going to find out is the grass is greener on the other side for you, sweetheart. For you, not them. They're going to search for you and everybody they ever come up with. They'll never find you again. Judgment. Judgment's already been made on the situation. It's already come down to the point. It's about you just finally taking that action, accepting the truth for what it is, and moving on. I hope this helps.